Noetic, of course, Luke Johnson, and today I'm going to read you an essay that I wrote regarding William Wordsworth's poem, The World is Too Much With Us. When was the last time you took a walk without any kind of material item? Yes, I mean your cell phone, and enjoyed the beauty of nature. William Wordsworth was one of the leading Romantic era poets. Per the Poetry Foundation website, he was a poet concerned with the human relationship to nature, which happens to be the topic I've chosen to discuss. In the poem, The World is Too Much With Us by Wordsworth, who lived during a time when the first industrial revolution was on the rise, he believed the public was too wrapped up in material objects and was pulling away from nature. It's not hard to believe this, especially today, as society is becoming further and further immersed in technology. In fact, if you don't have the latest technology, you are seen as being left out of the equation, behind in the times, as it were. Yet, what is particularly wrong with being behind in the times? What is wrong with putting down your cell phone for at least an hour, going for a walk, and taking in the beauty of all changing leaves of autumn? Personally, I believe nothing. There's nothing wrong with embracing the nature from which our ancestors learned to survive and appreciate. So with all that said, allow me to read the poem. The World is Too Much With Us by William Wordsworth. The world is too much with us, late and soon. Getting and spending, we lay waste our powers. Little we see in nature that is ours. We have given our hearts away, a sordid boon. The sea that bears her bosom to the moon, the winds that will be howling at all hours, and are upgathered now like sleeping flowers. For this, for everything, we are out of tune. It moves us not. Great God, I'd rather be a pagan, suckled in a creed outworn. So might I, standing on this pleasant lea, have glimpses that would make me less forlorn. Have sight of Proteus rising from the sea, or hear old Triton blow his wreathed horn. What do we have from the get-go? The phrase too much, of course, refers to an excessive amount. What would it mean to have the world too much with us? We are aware of what weighs us down. The electric bill, the gas bill, rent, or mortgage all have to be paid, including random stuff that you don't really need, but you feel compelled to stay in line with society, so you just have to have them. Not to mention the food bill for yourself, loved ones, and that means your four-legged friend. And especially around this time of year, the presents for family and friends must be bought for Christmas, or they'll think you don't love them anymore. These are the pressures of material wealth, and that is what's too much with us. We tie ourselves to so many different objects that we're unable to escape, to take pleasure in the beauty of the natural world. These objects are, themselves, often used in place of the grace of nature, which is something that Wordsworth highly opposes. After this verse, we are presented with the lines, little we see in nature that is ours. We have given our hearts away, a sordid boon. In this, he is saying that no one can really and truly own nature. It belongs equally to everyone, but cannot be rightfully claimed by one creed over another. This makes sense to me, as nature was here long before we were, and we exist in it now as much as always. But a majority of people have lost a sense of respect for it. We have given our hearts away, states that very fact. We have lost a respect for nature and replaced it with a driving need to acquire material wealth. The next three lines are, this sea that bears her bosom to the moon, the winds that will be howling at all hours, and are upgathered now like sleeping flowers, provides a sense of personification for the reader. These are lines that aim to touch the reader, to state how alive nature is, how sensitive to bear, how solemn to howl, and how serene to sleep. Nature, I feel, is not only the world contained around us, but exists within us. And when we are in tune with it, how much it truly is us. We as a species survive not through taming nature, but learning how to live with it. And this learning has sculpted us in the way we are today, even if we're not fully aware of it. Following up the analysis of those lines, we are presented with these. For this, for everything, we are out of tune. It moves us not. Great God, I'd rather be a pagan suckled and a creed outworn. Where Wordsworth states how we are no longer aligned with nature. Being someone, myself, who gets caught up in watching falling leaves, it hurts to read the statement of, it moves us not, and think how the relationship we've had with nature has, over time, dwindled this feeling of nonchalance. The only time that nature seems to be mentioned is when something like a hurricane, tornado, or tsunami comes up. Yet, we don't stop to see that not all nature is out to get us. Nature protects us, has always protected us, by providing us with air to breathe, food to eat, and so many wonderful sights to see. Now, although I'm reading environmental science this semester, I'm not going to start preaching about how we must save the earth. I'm merely saying that I am in line with Wordsworth. If we can appreciate it just a little, we will naturally love and save nature. The final lines of this poem read, so might I, standing on this pleasant lea, have glimpses that would make me less forlorn, have sighted Proteus rising from the sea, or hear old Triton blow his wreathed horn. According to Wikipedia, the first line reveals Wordsworth's perception of himself in society, a visionary romantic, more in touch with nature than his contemporaries. He further solidifies this perception through mentioning two sea gods of myth, Proteus and Triton. I love the visual of these lines because Wordsworth has thought long and hard while staring out across the sea. You can see here that he is one who was able to disconnect for a while, to get lost in the beauty of nature, and that is where he found his answer and how he came to compose this poem. So my question to all my listeners is, when was the last time you took a walk without any kind of material item, yes, I mean your cell phone, and truly enjoyed the beauty of nature? Thank you.